everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? That was Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Warren G, and friends. How many of us have them? Wasn't no friend of mine, is what Snoop Dogg said. Once again, rest in peace to Dre, okay? So as you all know, Wally is scheduled, unless something change, to be sentenced on the 7th, which I believe is Monday. Hold on one second. Okay, guys. All right, all right. I'm back. I'm back. So what was I saying? I'm sorry. He always walking here when I just started the video. I think I was just saying, Wally is scheduled to be sentenced. He's the insurance agent. So we're going to go back in time a little bit. Wally had a friend to call in. You guys remember that phone call? When we was taking all the calls, Wally's friend called in and spoke on his behalf. Now that was the definition. What's up, y'all, of a true friend? Y'all know I just can't be behind. Look, I know I love to show my face. I don't just sit behind the avatar. It's okay. That's okay too. But I want you to see me. But I guess I need to say it's still an illusion. We really don't know each other. It's an illusion, okay? It's all an illusion, all right? But listen. So Wally is scheduled to be sentenced on. Let me just make sure. I don't want to misspeak because things get twisted. And I guess I could just pull up the docket and make sure. I could pull up the docket. Heck, I might go to St. I might go to the loop. Okay. I got a little time I can take off. I done built up a little time on the JOB. But he's scheduled to be sentenced on Monday. And so I want to just go back in time and let's see, how much time will he get? What do we think he'll get? Will he get 10, 15, 20 years? What do you get? Hello, everybody. Let me speak to. Hello, Taylor Made. How you doing? Mariah, thank you guys for joining me. Miss Gail, how you doing, Miss Gail? Come on in here. Hello, Cassie. G Cooking, hosted by Cassie Gainey. Okay. Am I subscribed to your channel? You be cooking over there? All right, girl. I'm going to make sure I'm subscribed because I want to support everybody that support me. Okay. Yes, I do. Well, definitely make sure of that. Okay, Taylor speaking. Come on in here. Shout out to the moderator. Shout out to all the members. And I had some cash apps to come through last night when I was on Local's channel. Shout out to Local again and the Lidis. Thank you guys for having me. But let's see. It was Miss Denise. Who else? Miss Lorraine. Oh goodness. Somebody, y'all sent me some cash apps, and I thank you so much for those monetary donations to me. I appreciate it. Miss Felicia, my friend Felicia, thank you so much, sis, for sticking with me. I want to thank y'all for those monetary donations. Thank you so much. I did receive all of them, okay? All right. Hello, Candy. Welcome. Hello, Ella. Mississippi in the building. What up, Mississippi? How you doing down there in Mississippi? Crooked letter, crooked letter, crooked letter, okay? Oh, Jackson State. Y'all got prime time. Deion Sanders down there in Jackson, baby, and he is doing it. Who ain't swag? Deion say, who ain't swag if he ain't swag? You need to tell him what is swag, okay? That's for the football folks, if you know anything about football. If you don't, just disregard that statement, all right? I know football now. Should have had my football. No, we're talking about the trial today. Not the trial, the sentencing. Hello, Rhonda. How you doing? And we're also going to go back and look at my very first video I did on Sweetie Pie's Tim Norman, okay, which was way back in August of 2020. I didn't know a whole lot of you, none even been over here, long before I started reporting on this and researching and doing all my research and stuff way back then in August of 2020, okay? So we're going to go back in the time to see how it all started, all right? All right. Hello, hello, Carolyn. Greetings, PP and family. I am enjoying this Saturday. No, I didn't work out. I got up and started cleaning, and time to clean out this truck. I had to clean out a closet. I had just so much going on around here, honey. But I got it together, and I got to go take care of some business when I get through with this live. Just got a lot going on, but hey, I'm here. Then I'm gonna cook some pinto beans and some pig feet today. Yeah, I'm cooking some pig feet, some trotters. One of his favorite meals, along with some other things. I know probably a lot of y'all going, oh, but I talked to the lobbyist last night, and we was talking about she loved pig feet and chitlins, so it kind of made me want to cook some. That's one of Tommy's favorite meals too. And the way I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna get them to cut them up in small little chunks, small pieces, like they do. I watch a lot of Korean cooking channels, and they always cut them up real small. So I'm gonna get them chopped up, and I'm gonna cook some pinto beans and some candy yams and cornbread. A lot of y'all, I know you don't eat that. Cook you a steak, baby. Don't worry about it. Cook you some chicken. Hello, Alice. How you doing? Hello, Ella. What's going on? Brenda, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you too. To you too. Yes. Again, I want to thank all of you that came on to Locust channel and supported me when I was over there and supported her. Thank you so much. All right. Hello, everybody. What on the chat line? Yes. Welcome, 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 honey. Welcome. Okay, Shawanda. Is it a friend or a friend? Happy Saturday. friend. Hello, Felicia is in the chat. Great afternoon, PP and beautiful people. How are you doing, Felicia? Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate it. I hit the wrong button. Thank you so much. Hello, Lakeisha. Julia's in the building. Life of T. Maria's in the building. Y'all better come on in here. Come on in. We're just going to go back in time a little bit. We're getting ready for the sentencing. I see a lot of videos still being dropped about Tim Norman and the trial, just going over stuff that's already been reported because there's nothing new about. So videos is definitely recapping and remembering things and updating it or talking about it. Let's talk about it. I do have somebody called me, and I just thought it was they left a message. Where is the call? Oh my goodness. I was going to do a video of it. Is this it? I think this is it.
Hello, Phylly. This is Vicki from Castleberry, Florida, about 10 miles east of. I just have a question. I was always for like the courtroom setting where we could actually see Tim and all the prosecutors and the attorneys and stuff. Just tell me, would there be a day once this is all over that they will actually show the actual trial? Okay, my name is Vicki. I hope you can answer it, but my number is 407.
Okay. Vicki, not Miss Vicky's World, but Vicki, that call came in yesterday. Thank you for leaving that voicemail. Now, Miss Vicki, the trial is over. Federal cases are not televised, so it was not televised. Miss Vicki, where have you been? Have you not been watching me? The trial is over. We are in the sentencing phase. Tim was convicted on all three. You see how we still have to update, honey? I guess I'm gonna have to just come through here. I'm gonna definitely have to just start going live again every day and making sure everybody is up to date. Okay, the trial is over. So no, you won't be able to go back and see Angie, Dennis, and all of them live and in action unless you was blessed and happened to be there in person when that trial was going on in September. But he has been convicted. And he will be sentenced here in a couple of months. But Wally, the insurance agent, the fraudulent insurance agent who wrote up all those policies on Dre, is being sentenced scheduled on Monday, November the 7th, okay? So you tune into my channel Monday evening and we'll be talking about it, all right? So, no, you can't go and watch it on TV. I know what you're saying. You'd like to see them unless someone sketched it all up, but I haven't seen any real sketches of the entire courtroom. But there was no cameras in there. I don't believe no cameras were allowed in there. So we didn't get to see Tim. But, there were people that were there, other great content creators, and they reported on how he was looking as well as the families that were there and how they were looking. So Check out Randomness of Vale's channel. He was there the entire time, so he can go back and watch his videos, and you'll get an idea of what Tim was looking like and what was going on in that courtroom. Because your girl didn't make it. I was scheduled to go, had booked the hotel room and everything, but things changed and I didn't make it. Okay, and it was my prerogative not to go. All right. Okay. Hello, Deborah. So I hope I answered your question, Miss Vicky. No, there's no footage of it. Okay, and the trial is over, and we're in the sentencing phase. Now, y'all go hit the like button. Please hit that like button for the one time. For your girl, hit the like button, okay? Hit that like button, honey. Like I said, we're just going to go over some things from the past. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Kizzy is in the building. I was informed, we will be having Holiday Rocktown giveaway, okay? And Kizzy is the sponsor of that. And then I'll throw in some other things, all right? We will be giving back to the great supporters that I have. I truly do appreciate you, and I love giving back to my supporters. So we may do a few cash apps and some Rocktown giveaway for the holidays, all right? And I do have a couple of wine. Let me see here. I do have a couple of wine glasses left. So yes, saving them for the holidays. The holidays, baby. Hold on. Yes, I sure do. Gonna give one away too. Gonna be giving them. I likes to do that. Yes. EWPP talk show. So yeah, stay tuned. I don't know exactly how I'll be doing it, but I will be having some more giveaways because I can. That's something I started doing. I think when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I started doing giveaways and stuff. I enjoy giving back to my supporters. You guys have been so great to me and so good to me, sticking with me, supporting me. And I appreciate it. I truly do. It's not much, but the little that I can do, I'm going to continue to do it. All right. And there's nothing that will ever make me stop. I will not yield. Okay. Oh goodness. All right. I know I'm behind on these comments, but let me just get on down here and see what y'all talking about. But we will be doing a Holiday Rocktown giveaway. Yes, honey. Rita St. Rose is in the building. Come on in. You never know what might happen over here when you come through Philly Phil's place. You just don't know, honey. So make sure you have your notifications set on my channel, all 4 of my channels, because there's no telling where I might go live at. Just set your notifications, honey, and be ye ever ready. Be prepared for your girl. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick peek at the very first video I did on Sweetie Pies. It was a theme of Sweetie Pies gone wrong because they were, it's the restaurant, soul food. So I thought I would, mix it up with food and dinner and this, that, and the other. Send love and blessings from Houston, Texas. What's up? Bridget Brown in H-Town. Shout out to Miss Jackie Phylly and Justice for Carlita out there. Yes, Miss Jackie is from Houston. Okay. Definitely, we're going to be doing a whole other show on, Justice for Carlita. We have that coming. November 10th, I believe. He's being arraigned. Yes, Max. That is a boss lady move. Awesome. What, the giveaways? Okay. I just like giving back to my supporters, honey. I always have. Yes. All right. So let's take a look at me. See, I had food and everything. And as you can see, this video was posted August 19th of 2020. My first video that I ever did on Sweetie Pies. All right, a very, 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 very long time ago. Like I said, I didn't know a lot of you. A lot of them only came through just the last couple of months. So I had been doing a lot of research and work on this case for a couple of years, okay? Yes, working all by myself, making it happen, doing what I can do. Okay, yes, because I just started, taking phone calls and all that stuff, 3-4 months ago? When I finally, started taking calls and everyone started calling in. So August of 2020 is when it started. My first video. Let's see what I was saying on here. Yes, we're having us a little soul food on a Wednesday, and we just gonna do a little chit chatting. Okay, let's bless the food. Oh, Father, bless this food that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Okay. Now my meal was looking good. I think I had smothered pork chops, rice, cabbage, and some good old. This is what I was actually going to cook Sunday and never did. So eat in it. Ham hocks. Gallery shows that off air now. But goodness, I remember. Ooh, when Miss Robbie lost her grandson, Dre. Oh, that just I like Tim. I'm on sad. Can y'all believe that? I really can't believe it. I know my brother's talking about it, but everyone's been talking about it. There's so many gossip videos out there about this. I mean, people just can't believe it. Did y'all watch Sweetie Pies? My Apple Maybe you know what? I may have an echo. Let me do this here. So, like I say, this was my first video that I did on Sweetie Pies. The very first video that I did on Sweetie Pies family drama saga. Did I say drama? I was trying to say drama saga. Yes. Tim Norman, look what you did to the family. Yes. So it was the first video that I ever did. And I was trying to have it a thing. I thought I'd do it with dinner and eating. And baby, did the comments light me up. They was like, you don't need to be trying to do a talk show while you're eating. This is so unprofessional. You shouldn't talk with food in your mouth. I mean, let me have, not you all, because it was probably a whole different set of people. I don't know. Some of you may have been back there then. I don't know. And I listened. And I never did another video, I don't believe, eating dinner, trying to talk about Sweetie Pies, honey, and Tim Norman. No, I didn't. Y'all let me have it. Say, no, that's not the way to go. I think I saw Miss Jackie in here. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? Welcome in. I'm just going over, gonna go back in time, look at my very first video I did a long time ago, August 19th of 2020. And this is how I did it. This is how I was reporting back then on the case. So here we go. See, I've been on this a long time. I ain't new to it. I'm true to it. Okay. Started by myself. Come on, girl. Quit. See how I was doing. I forgot the name of it. I poured it up in the kitchen. Let me give me a piece of this pork chop. Ginger ale. And this is what they did. But did you all watch Sweetie Pies? I mean, I watched every season. And I've been wanting to drive there. It's only a couple of hours from here for me to get there. I really want to go and eat some of the food just to see what it tastes like. Okay. No. I may be going there real soon. Not the way to report, Philly Phil. Not the way to report. Turn up for good. But back to Tim. And I was looking at some of the older videos, season 2. And the way he was looking at him, I think I have a picture of it. When he was just talking to him, and the little guy was telling him, he was glad he was there and it was rough in Houston where he was. Nope. Tim just had a look in his eye because he bought that policy in 2014. In fact, let me see here. He bought that policy in 2014. I was already doing my research. I knew when they was getting these insurance policies, I was on it. I was trying to be on it. I just should not have been trying to have dinner while I did a video on the Tim Norman saga. As you can see, I was learning, and I still have a long ways to go. I'm still learning, I'm still learning that it's never you should never get too big to where you don't want to, listen and learn and try something new. But I just wanted to share with you guys. I want you guys to go and check out that full video too. All flavors come your way. We're going to have all flavors of Rocktown to give away. Y'all hear that? The holiday Rocktown giveaway sponsored by your girl, Kizzy Kendra, a wonderful supporter. And I truly do thank her. Never asked for anything back. She just supports because she wants to. I didn't ask her to do it. She does it because she wants to. Totally because she wants to. It's what she wants to do. Okay, give back. She just wants to do it. And I thank you for supporting me, Kizzy. You know, whenever you do something, you should do it from the heart and not expect anything back. Just do it because you want to, okay? Let me listen to a little bit more of this video, just a little bit more. See what else I had to say, honey.
And
if I can,
I guess he could never get the death certificate. But he tried to get a couple of them policies first. And I know you guys have probably already talked about it and seen it on TV, on one of these YouTube shows, but
quit eating, girl.
I mean, I guess he just didn't want there to be no one else but him left for the money.
I stand by that.
But he took it out in 2014. I just don't get it. And I just wonder, did anyone in the family have any suspicion? Not anything to do with it. I don't think anyone else had anything to do with it. FBI.
Okay, and see, I said I was wondering then, did anyone, I didn't think anyone in the family knew that, what he was up to. And I just, you see how I was thinking way back in August of 2020, August 19th of 2020, when I dropped this video, way back then, a long time ago. Okay, so 2 years, right? Yeah, I've been doing this quite a while by myself. Okay, just want to put that out there. Okay. Let me see what else I had to say, honey.
The FBI, they may be under Trump spell, but if they come for you, they still gonna have it right.
Oh Lord, yeah, I apologize for stuffing my face and eating like that.
I'm just wondering if, like, anyone suspected him of doing it,
I'm looking for something.
I can find it on here.
I'm looking for something to see. I was really learning, guys.
I mean, they laid it out. Everyone's just shocked and
I was trying to,
but what I'm trying to figure out,
indictment.
So the girl, I guess he was, I don't know, Andre, she was a young stripper, so I don't know, exotic dancer, not stripper, whatever. I don't know if they had been dating or not dating, but what? Maybe he met her at the strip.
Child, I see why people was letting me have it. I'm getting on my own nerves eating that pork chop and that rice and them smothered turnips. Oh, it was a good dinner too. I must confess, it was a good dinner. So I want you all can go and watch that if you can stand through me eating and talking, okay? Again, I apologize. That didn't happen again. I learned from my mistakes. All right, Rhonda, come on in here. Deborah, everybody come on in here. I appreciate y'all for supporting me this Saturday afternoon, this college football Saturday afternoon. Tommy gonna watch those Razorbacks. I hope they win for his sake. Lovely Cherokee, welcome in. How you doing? Ashley White is in the building. Alabama Crimson and the Tide. Okay. It was all about the money with She Hips. Yes, honey. I was saying that way back then. Yes, I was. You guys really need to go watch my first video. I'm telling you. I was a young, aspiring reporter. That's what I was. Yes, that's what I was. Had a lot to learn and still got a lot to learn. Okay. But remember now, it's all an illusion. Everybody speaking. So now you remember when Ja called in, Ja the rapper, Wally's good friend. He said he's Wally's good friend. I mean, I never met the man. I don't know how close they are. Those allegedly, he said they were good friends. And how he could call up Wally and speak to him. And, he had just spoken to him. But he just really felt like Wally was getting a raw deal and that he really shouldn't be held too much accountable for all of, for Dre losing his life because he just didn't know. He was just trying to make some money to feed his family and sell some insurance policies. Now, over here, we tend to see things a little differently, Ja. I mean, no, I don't mean anything bad. But Wally really tried really hard to get insurance policies on Dre. I mean, he was trying to win trips and everything. He was trying to make money. He wrote all kind of fake insurance policies, fake medical records, fake medical checkups and everything. I mean, he even had Tim to pretend to be Dre. We know what happened. We know what happened. Like I said, this is a recap. It's only a recap, people. It's nothing breaking over here. It's a recap. You know what that is. We're just going over things that we've already discussed. And we're gonna start. We may start going over some of our best videos. You know, some of our great videos. Callers were calling in. I'll have to skim through and make sure they're okay, because you know a lot of things were, you know. But I'll figure it out. We're gonna start doing that because I can. Okay, who else is in here before we carry on? Mary Ann, how you doing, Mary Ann? I'm listening to everyone trying to multitask, going to get charged. Okay, multitask. Okay, no need to praise by just starting. Okay, you know I ain't scared of me. I ain't never scared. All right, let me stop sharing this. And what do I want to go to now? Actually, I don't have to go to anything. I can do it this way. I'll just do it this way. I'll do it my way. I'll do it my way. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can get this Bluetooth to work right here. Okay, it's moving a little slow. You know, this is the phone that I've had many problems with, but you saw this phone in that video. My first video. That's how long it takes. And I'm still using it. Okay, where is it? Okay, right here. So this we're going to listen to when Ja called in his friend Wally. Yes, we're going to just listen to this. We're going to go back in time. Okay. Hi, it's Phylly. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Ja Davis, and I'm from St. Louis, and I just wanted to let you know about Wally, because, like, honestly, I was me in on a lot of things that I was lost about.
Okay, sir, you don't mind this call being recorded, right?
I don't mind it being recorded, but like.
And I know he was talking a little low. If you guys that have already heard this, he was talking a little low, but I hope you can hear it. I have it turned up as loud as it can go. Okay, because you all will tell me the sound is horrible. The sound is horrible. The audio is horrible.
Everybody in St. Louis knows me. Like, Tim might know me. I don't know Tim, but Tim might know me. You know, like I put Nelly and all of them. I'm from the South Side.
Okay.
So in 2002, the cops killed my brother. Me and my brother was in a bathroom called Bits and Pieces, and we used to tour with the Lunatics before Nelly got signed. So what like I said, I've been watching the show, and a lot of people was Wally can't talk. I got Wally's number. I call Wally right now. But he got this case going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going for Wally, but I would want Wally to do something.
Okay. He said he was doing for Wally what he would want Wally to do for him. He is Wally. You know, I don't know what he said. I mean, you can tell he really was Wally's friend. In his mind, he is Wally's friend. He said he's doing for Wally what he'd want Wally to do for him. Come out and speak on his behalf. And that's what he was doing.
Like, Wally's a great friend of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that I don't know any of the others. I just Wally. And Wally, I really feel like Wally, now he didn't ask me to call me or anything like that. I don't know what he knows about, just like I'm just like watching this back to back, and I'm like, my jaw just dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just want to talk to you about Wally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And it look, it took him a minute to get to Wally. You know, it took him. He was just, you know, it was like he couldn't believe it. You know, he just couldn't believe what was happening with his friend that he say is his good friend. And I see Life of T. Marie is from St. Louis. She said, that's everybody in St. Louis knows me, still crack me up. Don't nobody know you, bro. Well, He says that he knew Wally and he could call Wally. So I mean, I'm not, like I say, this is verbal. We really don't know each other. We really don't know each other. You may have met up with a couple of people, but you still don't really know people. It's all an illusion. I know people, say bro and sis and this, that, but we're not really related. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And content creators on YouTube, you want your audience to feel comfortable with you. And you want to have a personality to where people want to come and listen to you and watch you and talk to you. You want to be pleasant to them. You want them to get a sense of, oh, I like her. I could listen to her. That's what you want, But people are all around the world. I mean, Canada, Hawaii, people have called me from everywhere. Like I said, but we really don't know each other. But I thank you for watching content and following me. And, some of you are members. I thank you. Do, but again, it's all an illusion. Okay, yes it is. All right, let's get back to this video. Let's get back to this phone call from Wally, the insurance agent, the crooked insurance agent. Okay, his friend Ja.
Okay, I'm 46 years old. Like I said, I did the music thing, and we all know how the music industry is. Well, when I was in Atlanta with Tim and Jim, I don't know if you heard of Goody Mob. I know you heard of Pimp C.
Yeah.
When I was in Atlanta, I was on Pimp C house, right? And Pimp C looked at me and my brother, and I was before my brother died. So it's like late 90s. He looked me in my eyes. Like I went over his house, he had a pool table right there, I went to the studio room on the right. He looked me in my eyes and told me and my brother never to sign a contract, right? Never to sign a rap contract. So I still do music. You can look me up. I'm all over the internet. But I'm post social media. You know what I mean? So, man, it's just like, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm post social media, so I didn't really care too much about being an entertainer. I just love music. Now, my grandfather was a backup guitar player for Ike and Tina Turner also.
Really? What was his name?
Yeah. His name is George Davis.
Okay.
He's deceased right now.
Okay.
He was in a group called the INCURRED. He's from Detroit.
Okay.
And my father started doing music. So we started doing music after my father. You know what I mean? So it's in our family. Like, my parents are from Colorado, so they met in Colorado. I don't know if you know about the Colorado.
I've only heard about them since all this started.
Okay, so my parents are from Colorado. I'm deep rooted in St. Louis. Everybody in St. Louis knows. You know what I mean? Like, they know.
Well, okay. Well, can you tell me, as far as Wally, then, you know him so well, why would he do this?
Okay. I think he got caught up. I think, I'm not trying to, like I said, he didn't tell me to call you. Like, I'm thinking from my own mind. Like you start getting famous and you start getting all this money and everything, and then it slows down.
So he was just basically saying, Wally really didn't know, and he was going on, talking about his career, him and his brother, because he also lost his brother. His brother was he lost his life by police officers in St. Louis at a young age. And so he's about to get into it, about Wally and how he just don't think Wally really knew what the ultimate plot was. So we're going to get into that. Let's continue to listen.
So you got to get a job, you know what I mean?
Right.
You have to provide for your family. So he picked up, not only him, a few other guys picked up on this, because he was trying to get another one of my partners to work for him. You know what I mean?
Insurance? You mean insurance sales?
Yeah.
Policies on.
Like,
okay.
It's just like insurance policies. I heard you said you did it too.
Right.
So, take it going out down. So, he just had it as a job. Now, his father used to have a candy store in our neighborhood, Penny Saver. That's how I know about it. You know what I mean? I don't know about it too. Of course, we do music, we got music together. But
Let me say this real quick. Do you understand that if Wally had a tipped the FBI off that Tim was having him to lie and try to get this could have saved Andre's life?
I know this, and I see it. Like I said, like Andre, I feel sorry for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my condolences to his family and everything. You know what I mean? That's Tim. Like that's that corny dude. You know, that's for Tim's. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, back to Wally. A man's got caught up in it. You know what I mean? Okay, when we have a job, okay, especially in St. Louis, everybody in St. Louis is trying to get over. Okay, I don't know if you know anything about St. Louis, but like you have to survive in St. Louis. Okay, so when you have a job, Wally's only job was to get him to sign that contract and make his money from that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was his only job. I've been reading the things, and I see he went, you know, cops are crooked. Everybody's when it comes to
and as you can see, he was going around a lot of things, you know, before he got to it. He was really just saying, you know, how Wally, he didn't think Wally knew what Tim's ultimate plan was. Hello, Devine, how you doing? Thank you so much for still supporting. I know you haven't been feeling well. I did get your call, and I did return your message. So I hope you are feeling better. Thank you for still continuing to support me. So yes, that's what Wally, I mean, that's what John's talking about, how he just didn't feel like Wally knew the entire scheme of things. And ultimately, when it came down to it, you know, Wally didn't even testify. Wally did not even have to testify. I don't know, his attorney, hey, he figured out a way. Wally did not even have to go in there and testify, so it can't be looked at as he got up there and snitched on anybody. He did plea out. We're going to look at the plea agreement to see exactly what Wally said that he did. Okay. Like I said, we're going down memory lane because we can, and we have all the documents that I bought and paid for. All right. Let's get back to this.
Completing your task. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but he didn't. I'm telling you, he didn't know Tim was going to come through with that.
Well, he had Tim on the phone pretending to be Andre. He knew he was lying. They created all types of salaries for Andre from 100,000 to 68,000 to 28,000. He false medical records.
What I'm trying to say is
falsified.
Like, he messed up.
And thing is, how many more? See, he was saying Wally, you know, didn't really know, and this, that, and other. I said, well, Wally falsified all those documents. He wrote up all those false insurance policies. He knew what he was doing. He knew Dre wasn't signing that. He knew Dre didn't go to the Jewish hospital that he said. He knew Dre didn't go get those checkups. So he knew he was lying. So Wally did know something. And had Wally just told the FBI that Tim was trying to get all these fake policies, but that would have, hey, he would have made himself look bad. He'd have thrown himself in there. Well, you're writing up these fake policies, sir. Why are you doing that? Has he done? I don't think it was his first.
Like, honestly, around that time, I remember having a conversation with Wally at the blank stage. Because I'm on the timeline, I'm looking at the timeline, and I'm like, this is the time.
You saw Calvin from, wait, which one was Calvin? I'm trying to think. Was Calvin the short dude? Was he the one that was like a preacher on the show? So Calvin can sing? Okay, Calvin. We're going to call him Cal. Cal can sing. So you're in St. Louis, I guess? Is that right?
That's around the same time the stage on the back. And we was talking about priority and record labels. Priority was closing around the time they did the training day contract. And he was telling us about all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, this is around the same time period. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm telling you, man, you know Wally.
She say what Wally did is unforgivable. Yes. I don't think, I personally don't, I truly don't believe he's going to get the harshest sentence because he wasn't convicted of it. I mean, he didn't really have a direct part in Dre losing his life. I mean, if we just have to be honest. But what he did was not right. And you said what Wally did is unforgivable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, had he just told somebody, you just never know what could have happened. You know, not saying that, I mean, ultimately it's all God's plan and what God wants, but you just never know.
Like, that's not even his character.
Sometimes you can know a person and not really know them at all.
I understand that, but like
did you read his plea, sir? Did you read his plea? He pled guilty. He said he did all of that.
Yeah, because he had to, like, you gotta recognize.
Right there, I was just reminding him that Wally, we had already read Wally's plea. Remember, we read all three plea, Travell, Wally, and Terica. I purchased all three of those documents, transcripts, plea agreements, and oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. You see, people say, and this is another reason why I'm going to start going over some of the older videos. Also, people, are still calling, like that one voicemail we played earlier. I don't think she knew the case was over. I don't think she knew people had been convicted. So we're going to go through some older videos and talk about the convictions and at least one Travell's sentence, because some people still don't know. They watch some of my videos and they call me, they think I'm live, and they still don't know that the trial is over. People have things to do, so it is what it is. But I think I was just saying how we went over Wally's plea agreement, and he admitted to everything that he had done in there. Yes, he did, and I was reminding Ja of that.
When you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking the person that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The person that I know is not no killer, or he didn't have nothing to do with nobody coming from out of town. None of that. That's the Wally that I know.
The only thing that I question is Tim told him in a text he's not going to be around much longer. Wally should have thought about that. He should have. I mean, what do you mean he's not? What are you going to do to him? Wally could have tipped off the feds. And I stand by that. When he told Wally, and I have that in that video I played, he said he won't be here much longer. Wally should have been like, oh, what does he mean by that? He's not going to be here. Where's he going? Oh, you mean he's going to lose his life? Wally did nothing. So he's guilty by association.
I understand that too. You know what I mean? And it was too late. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't too late when Tim texted him that he still had a chance to help save Andre.
And that's what he should be guilty for.
Okay, Calvin.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, you know how, like, I'm saying, man, like we text each other, but I don't talk about the case during the text with him. But, like, man, I talked to Wally the other day. Well, how is he feeling? What does he think? Does he think he's gonna get 20 years? What's his state of mind right now? Man, he's trying to be in good spirits. He's trying to be in good spirits. That's all I can say. Okay. So Sherelle is in St. Louis, and she attended a funeral. And you guys remember Calvin, the short guy who was a cook, bald-headed. I think he had gold teeth too. She says he can sing his butt off, honey. What song did he sing? Can you tell us that? Trying to be in good spirits, and the damage done. I'm not saying he's right, because like I said, I didn't even know nothing about the text message, the Tim. You know, I found that out. You know what I'm saying?
He said he knew nothing about the text messages between Wally and Tim. He found that out from the Eat with Phylly Phil talk show and more. We broke that story to him anyway. Okay.
Like, yeah, my jaw dropped. You know what I mean? And me and my partner, we like, damn, like, are you serious?
So can you imagine him and his partner, they sitting there and they're watching the Eat with Phylly Phil talk show and more, and I start putting these text messages up between Wally and Tim, and he's like, they went like, damn, man, he was doing all this. We broke it to him. He didn't know what was going on. You know, a lot of people were calling from St. Louis and they had no idea what was going on with this case. Okay? And they started watching your girl PP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we like you on that part. We just like you. But I'm trying to say,
You're trying to say you're shocked that was your friend, you were close, you just didn't know you didn't know he had it in, you didn't know he could do such a thing, right?
exactly. I'm saying that, but at the same time,
Well, he agreed with everything I said.
Like, and you know what I'm saying, make those situations understood. Like, so I don't want you to really, like, I don't know about putting it up on the site. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when I listen to you talk.
Well, sir, it's already, now you already said it in the beginning. Now, this is this is what people want to hear.
I know what I'm saying is, like, well, I'm not trying to clear nothing up, but I'm saying, like, dude made a mistake, man.
Okay.
Like, he made a mistake on his behalf.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like I said, if I was in a situation, and that's the only reason I reached out to you, because I would want somebody, if I was in a situation, I would want somebody to reach out to me.
Right, you'd want somebody.
He said the only reason he had reached out to me is because if he was in this situation, and I hope you never end up in a situation like that, Ja, he will want someone to come out and speak on his behalf, like he's doing for whom he say his good friend Wally. He says they are good friends. Okay. Ja is also a rapper and a music producer. And you know, Wally was a music producer. He produced Nelly's that hot album he had. You remember that? Wally produced one of those songs. Then he became an insurance agent and met up with Tim. And his life will never be the same.
When you're not around, you want them to protect your name and stand up for you. Okay?
Exactly.
Now, what I'm gonna say is gonna make you feel better. I blame Tim for everything. Okay. The only thing I was okay, sir. So now you say that you were saying that you and your wife, the phone started recording. Sorry about that. Watch these movies about insurance. Now, what I want to say real quick: money is the root of all evil, and I don't want anyone having $1 million policy on me. It's because you never know what's on a person's mind.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I know that nobody from, like I said, my brother got killed by the police in 2002. I know Black Lives Matter and nothing. My mom.
Make sure y'all thumbs up the video, please, so we can get it. Make sure we're getting it all the rhythm once again. You know how we do it, okay? I was just telling him that I didn't want, the phone has stopped recording, but we had got into, people having large insurance policies on you. Nobody wants someone to have that large of an insurance policy on them and they not know about it, because you never know what someone's thinking, what their mind frame is. Are they broke? Are they needing money? Or what they have to you? We see what can happen, okay? We see what can happen.
I was talking with her earlier. Like, my mom is still suffering from that, so I know the family is suffering. And I know that the family would probably be like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, man, like I said, I know him personally, and that's not the Wally that I know.
Right. And hopefully this was the only time he ever did this much to get a policy, because if you saw my show, they went to numerous insurance carriers, lying and creating false statements, trying to get this policy on Andre. I hope that was the only person Wally has ever done that to. Do you believe there's more?
No, there can't be more, man. I don't even I can't even see it. you know.
Well, sir, he did do this one. There's proof, okay?
No, I'm saying, like, I know. I mean, especially after, like, watching. I mean, if it was, yes. So.
No, I would not have been reporting that Wally did that if I did not have court documents to back me up, okay? It's public record. Anyone can purchase and get them, download them, pull them, and read them and go over them. So you were right, John. I would not have been saying that if it were not true, per the FBI, all right? The feds. I'm reading from federal documents.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I know that it's real. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's surreal.
Like, when I see this picture of Wally up there, and I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like
there's a thin line between truth and lies, and you know, everyone is just an inch away from getting themselves caught up. And I really can tell that you are really a good friend of his, and you're really, it's upsetting to you, and I hate. I think Wally has done this before. Yeah, do you guys put a 1 in the chat if you think Wally has done that, had done that before, written up false insurance policies? Put a 2 in the chat if you think that was his first time. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he had done that before. I'll put a 2 in the chat if you think it was his first time. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Oh my, Wally, it's not looking good. You can think you know a person but still not really know them. Yes, you know, like I say, sometimes you can know a person in real life and it be an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So definitely when we go back to YouTube, this app, this free app that we all like to use, and it's virtual. You know, a lot of podcasts and talk shows, you never even see the person's face. So it's definitely an illusion. But, you know, some of us will show our face and we, like to connect with the audience, but you still don't know people. You know, you just don't know people. They're not your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. You know, this YouTube isn't your family. It's just a free app, okay? So 1, yes, there it is. But he knew Wally in person, and he's saying Wally was his friend. You hope he's in the court. You know what? I wonder if he will go to the court. I doubt it because he actually doesn't live in St. Louis anymore. And I don't think he'll be flying in. I won't say where he lives. He told me that. But he doesn't live in the state of, he doesn't live there anymore. He no longer lives there. So, but then again, you never know what. That was his good friend. Maybe he wants to be there and watch him get sentenced. But I would think that he wouldn't do that. I hate that for you. I mean, but people have to make better choices. And Jai, if you're listening, call the show. I may call him.
I'm trying to like defend him. You know what I'm saying? Like he made a decision, and it's court documented, and you know they got a trial going on and all of that. Cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it will, Tiana.
Like, I don't know. It's just like I just wanted to call you and let you know that, like,
that's not the Wally you know, and you never know.
Okay.
And
like,
and you're still talking to him to this day. You guys are still good friends.
Yeah.
And,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you've never asked him about this, like why or anything?
Because I'm smarter than that. I know that, this phone can be recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Why would I talk to him about his case? Anything can incriminate him or anything, you know what I'm saying?
True. Okay, I see we did get a 2. I don't know if that's the first 2, but Tina put a 2. She thinks that it was Wally's first time. All of them we received 1 so far. He is just as good. When he seen how Tim was wanting to deposit, he should have questioned his motive. Thank you, positively blessed. Okay. His picture is now part of the Coward crew. Is that what I call them? Tim Norman and crew, the Coward crew. My. You know, when we first heard about it, we just, I said it was nowhere. You couldn't have told me that Tim had anything to do with that. His nephew, there was no way I would have believed that. But now we know, honey, time will reveal all. Time ain't never lied on nobody. Believe that. Time will reveal. Just sit back and be patient. It will show you the trueness of everybody and everything. And it did for this case. Taylor put a 1. Okay, we had a lot of ones. Rhonda, Julia, Kizzy. Okay. Marianne, you can never really know a person, especially a friend. You know, you can be sleeping with the enemy. You're right. You just never know a person. People will turn on you in a minute too. You just never know. Tina said you thought it was his first time doing that. Okay. Oh, you meant a 1? Well, I take that back, Wally. There are no 2s because Tina retracted her number. Okay. She quickly retracted. And you can retract your statements over here. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hello, Blue T. You can retract. Kim Andrews says she's putting up a 1. Yeah, what we're doing, if you're just coming in, we're putting up a 1 if you think this was Wally's first time writing up a bunch of fake insurance policies on people, or a 2 if you think it was just a part of his life. He'd done it before on numerous occasions. Okay, facts. Okay, facts on top of facts. Yes, it's Blue T. Welcome. Yes, back, Blue T. Welcome. Ashley gave him 4-1. Okay, Ash. 4 1s. All right, let's get back to this. She said, yeah, she is emphasizing that, honey.
Like,
True.
like, trust me, I want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like when we talk, it's normally about music or like, you know what I mean? I'm giving him like strength, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But like,
so he said when him and Wally did talk, you know, he wouldn't get on here and tell us, yeah, we talked about it. He said they're talking about music. He was just like trying to give him strength, you know, to uplift him. Things a friend would do. Things a real friend would do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll see him again.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You never know.
But like,
he did go ahead and plea.
On the south side knows Wally. Just like we got a community. Like before all of this, like I knew Future and all of them when they didn't have no money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got a community. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in that community knows Wally. And the same way that I know him.
Have you talked to those people?
I've talked.
So Billy Marks gave a 2. He thought it was Wally's first time. Okay, Billy, thank you for participating. Actually, right, I was going to do the same thing, put a bunch of 1s. Okay. June, praise without ceasing. Okay, June put a bunch of 2s. She thinks that Wally, that was his first time. So does Blue T. Okay, Wally. Well, you know, it's come all right now. Yeah, that's why you got to hang around. You never know. People come in. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it was Wally's first time writing fraudulent insurance policies, or put a 2 if you think he was a professional. I mean, he was a professional at it. Yes.
Coco, you know what I'm saying? I just asked him, like I had a show in St. Louis. I don't live in St. Louis no more since like September, but I ran into a few people when I performed at Blueberry Hill, and I'm just asking.
And Ja, he did talk about, you know, his performances and things he was doing, and a lot of people tried to give him a hard time for that, but he was just, you know, sort of all over the place. He was really in disbelief of what his friend, whom he says is his friend, and sometimes people will have in their mind that you are their best friend, their sister, their brother, their aunt, their uncle, their cousin, or whatever. And in his mind, him and Wally are good friends. And he was just trying to explain, and he sort of got off track a little bit talking about himself, but he was really there to speak on behalf of his friend. You know, everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't your partner.
You know how he's holding up and everything, and he's holding up good. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's good.
But, you know, but
okay, Doris gave a 2. Okay, Doris, thank you.
I believe, and trust me, I know he feel like messed up that he's caught up in this, but like he had a job, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just money, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like he was making money to kill nobody. You know what I mean? He was doing his job as a, you know, to get paid. Like when you do what you do, you get paid for the insurance policies, right?
Well, when I was doing it, but one thing you do, there's ethics in insurance. you know, as a licensed insurance agent. It's like you don't sell a maternity policy for pregnancy to a 90-year-old woman. She doesn't need it. You don't make up
Right.
false documents and create salaries for people to try to get them insured.
I
And
understand that's the right thing to do, but I swear, and he's not. Other people are doing this too.
but
But
sir,
they don't-
but
But
sir,
huh?
I was just gonna say I know, but unfortunately he got
Like,
caught up with
so
a horrific person, Tim.
I know. That's what I want to say. He got caught up with Tim, and I don't only know what you told me about, but but not what you told me, but what I seen on TV about Tim, and I feel like he manipulated the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hate to see that Wally caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? And
But even if
That's
Tim,
what I'm saying.
but even if Tim brought it to him, Wally knew that
he should have shut it down.
right. Andre didn't know about Andre didn't
I'm
know
very
about them
aware.
calls. Yes.
Yeah, I was just trying to emphasize to Ja. Wally may be watching this and talking about me. That Wally could have done more than what he did. You know, I feel like he could have spoken up. You know, and he was agreeing with me.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm 46. I'm very aware.
All right.
He should have shut it down. But
Well, I'm sorry that your friend is caught up in this mess, but if he had just, and I know hindsight, but he should have tipped off the feds. When Tim made that text statement, he's not going to be around much longer. He should have let the people know.
yeah, it's a very sad situation. Like I said, I hate to see my man like caught up in it.
You know,
But,
Andre was 20.
I don't want people
Andre was 21, a promising career as a rapper.
Exactly.
He had talent.
Exactly.
His grandfather also worked with Ike Turner. He had talent.
Exactly.
Look at his grandmother. He could have been, you never know, he could have been touring with the Lunatics or somebody, you know?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's a messed up situation, but I just don't want, people looking at like my man's just a killer or something. Like, nah,
Right.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake. If he don't have any prior mistakes like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
And you know, him going ahead and cooperating and probably being one of the first to cooperate. I'm thinking, my opinion is that Wally may have tipped these people, you know, when it was all said and done.
I was wrong about that. Wally, he was not the one that got the FBI to looking in Tim's direction. I was speculating. That was not the case. Okay, so let me just go ahead and say that right now. All right.
I don't know that for sure. That's just my commentary. But you never know how the judge, what kind of sentence he'll get, if that makes you feel any better.
I just feel like it's whatever they call it, a white collar crime or whatever.
It is partially,
You know
but
what I mean?
there's a homicide involved in that he helped create in a way.
Like, but
He
I'm saying,
he
like,
provided the motive.
Yeah, but he didn't I really doubt that he had anything to do with the other side of the game.
So you can say here there, he says, I really doubt that Wally had anything to do with the other side of the game, meaning the taking of Dre's life. He really doubt that Wally knew what Tim's ultimate goal was. And in the end, I mean, the court documents that we read all of it. Okay. DJ Beats was the one who delivered the money to Travell. The big homie that he spent time with in prison, Chris Carroll, was the one who ultimately told Travell what Tim wanted done. So Wally didn't have anything to do with that part. Terica was the one who told them where Dre was and lured Dre outside, and then Travell, aka Loco, was the one lying in wait, waiting on him to come out. So, but he still had a part in it. Now he still had a part in it. The fake insurance policies, the lying. You know, he gave him
he set in place the motive for Tim to have to even have more of a reason to want Dre to be gone, because he could potentially get $450,000, although he never got a dime. It's what he should not have. Okay, he didn't deserve it. Yeah, well, he wasn't. Well, the other two people, Travell Loco and Terica, they didn't mention Wally's name. It was like they were the two that really did the setting up and to getting to Andre. Wally handled just the insurance part, so that is one thing in his favor.
Exactly, and it's like after he did that, dude came up with the upside. You know what I mean? I mean, like that.
Looking at this comment here. When you turn a blind eye, you would believe anything the devil says. It's the righteousness in you. Stay and live by yourself, and you don't know the highs and lows of another. True enough, you really never know a person. A person can look you right in your eyes and be lying to you. You know, you just never know what someone is. You just don't know. You have to try and use your inner, that gut feeling you get sometimes. Sometimes that's just, hey, I think that's God speaking to you saying, hey, come on now, about this. That's my opinion.
And hopefully, that's how it get handled. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, I just, of course I feel bad for Wally. I feel horrible for Andre. You know what I'm saying? And everything on that side, like that. I'm not. Don't think I'm condoning none of that. I'm just saying, like damn, Wally. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure I'm sure the listeners are going to understand, but they're also going to say Wally knew what he was doing, and they're not going to have sympathy for him. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not sympathy. It's just like what I'm saying, like. Of course, everybody gonna look at it a certain way, man. People gonna look at you a certain way even if you don't ask. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I can't judge it. But at the same time, I'm saying, like, my man made a mistake, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? On his behalf, but he is not no bad person.
And let me tell you this: everyone deserves a second chance. Tim was given a second chance after what he did after spending 10.5 years in prison. Okay, so Wally will give him a second chance, and hopefully he will have learned from his mistakes. Okay.
I'm looking at it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even want to speak on Tim because, like, man, that's a whole nother goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a whole nother, like. What do
you think of a man who puts a hit out on his own nephew?
I think he below dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to do that to your own family, just to do that in general. You know what I'm saying? But like. Right. Like when you're standing next to somebody like that, it kind of like works you. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm not with that on no. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with. I can't even speak on him because I don't even want to say the bad.
One day you need to find out from your friend Wally, how did he even meet up with Tim? But
the thing about it is, okay, that's what I was gonna tell you. Like,
so he's about to tell us how he thinks that Wally and Tim met each other, because Tim was trying to be a rapper. Remember when they had that episode on the show? Tim, speaking of the Amigos, one to take off, lost his life. I haven't reported on that. Go to Local Libras channel if you want to know what's going on with that. But the Amigos, he did like a video or something with them. I think they were on the show or something like that. And then when Tim was in Houston, when he had bought that Houston restaurant, Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, appeared on the show. Of course, Matthew Knowles wouldn't have just, that was all a part of the, Tim was a writer. Tim pitched he pitched Sweetie Pies to Oprah, and he was a writer on the show. He came up with ideas for each show. So, of course, he wrote that script for himself, trying to be a rapper, okay? And he had Matthew Knowles to come in there to try to tell him what he would need to do. And I think it was like a total of $400,000 he would need to like really get started. Dre's policy was $450,000. But Matthew Knowles was on the show several years ago when the show was still being aired. Years ago. I'm sure everyone has seen that episode when Matthew Knowles was on that episode. And they were sitting around the table and he was telling Tim, and he he was asking Tim, who are these people? And one of them was his producer then or whatever. And he was like, you have any hits? And the guy was like, well, no, not really. But he was telling Tim, was showing him who those people were. And a couple of them were his friends. And I don't know if one was a cousin or whomever. But, you know, Tim has a brother, a big brother, Tim Norman Jr. He was not in that video, just to remind you. But Matthew Knowles was in there. But I'm just letting you know how Tim was a writer. You know, he wrote scripts, okay? And he wrote that script to make it appear as though he was about to be produced by Matthew Knowles, and that never happened. And again, that's how Josh says that him and Wally met. So continue to listen.
I bounced at this place called the Gramophone, right across the street from Sweetie Pie.
The Gramophone.
So we saw the camera and everything. Tim used to come over there. You know, he wanted to be a rapper without bars. But like, you know, he had the fame, but he didn't.
He says Tim was a rapper without bars. And I'm going to ask him, what does that mean? Because I didn't really know, but he says Tim wanted to be a rapper without bars.
Have the skills. You know what I'm saying? So he across the street, everybody across the street had the skills. You know what I'm saying?
Who is that that's in St. Louis? Life of TV. You know where the Gramophone is? He says the Gramophone was across from Sweetie Pie, and he believes that's where Tim met Wally. Tim was a rapper without bars, according to Ja, who's a rapper. And, you know, his channel, he has a couple of nice rap videos over there, okay?
And so he stuck his nose up in there, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm telling you, that's how he met Wally, through the scene.
Okay.
Through that scene.
When you say without bars, what do you mean?
Without bars? I mean, he ain't had no skills.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, like people that's at the Gramophone, they had skills.
You
like,
mean
they
rapping skills? Okay.
Yeah, like they were actually good. They knew how to hold a microphone. They knew how to spit. You know what I mean? Tim wasn't built from that cloth.
Tim wasn't built from that cloth. Tim didn't have what it took, according to this producer, rapper. He didn't have skills. He didn't have no bars. Now, Dre, I believe Dre had bars. I've said that before. We've heard just a little snippet of him messing around, you know, with music and stuff. Dre had bars. You know, you see him in one of these pictures. He's, look at that. He's in the studio right there. Look at that. In the studio with his headphones on, spitting out bars because he had those skills. It was, you know, and Tim could have, you know, Tim actually, one of his song, I think Time, it wasn't a really, really bad song, but I think his was more forcing. I think Dre was natural. You know, Dre had some good genes in him with that good music genes, and, you know, on both sides. Yes, both sides. Look at that. And there you see it. He had the skills. I don't think Tim had the skills, according to this music producer right here. And he believes that Tim met Wally at the Gramophone. May or may not be true. You better allegedly.
Like everybody across the street from Sweetie Pie was actually doing something. You know, at the Gramophone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he probably came over there, met some producers. You know, Wally's a producer. So, you know, with Benjamin and real producers. You know what I'm saying? So he went over there and linked up with him, and then, man, I just wish they would have never met. But, you know, it is what it is, man. You got to put it in God's hands.
Right.
But I just wanted to talk to you and let you know that. You know
thank you. Thank you.
Everybody, you know.
Right.
He made a mistake, man.
Yeah. And hopefully he has learned from it. Okay. I said, hopefully he has learned from it. You know, a lot of people speculated that Tim's nephew, you know, Andre could rap. He did a lot. He was an aspiring rapper. I think he had, yes, I think he had what you call bars and skills, and he could spit. And Tim knew that.
You know what I mean? And he was young, so he was still developing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, dude, he stunned his growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stunned his growth. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in St. Louis, I'm telling you, people be wishing that you, like, I remember when Nelly blew up, everybody was
everybody wanted to be Nelly. The whole world wanted to be Nelly. Even like in New York, the Dipset and all of them. You know, Nelly took over by storm. So everybody got mad at Nelly. I watched it happen to Nelly. People was jealous of that dude.
Okay, the gramophone is in Mangrove. Okay, and that's where he say Tim will be coming over there, want to be a rapper without bars. That's according to Ja. Okay, this is alleged. This is we're just reacting to this little call that I had come in. Okay, from Ja, who says he's a friend of Wally. Well, I personally like Murphy Lee myself, but anyway.
No, Murphy's the realest. You know what I'm saying? Like I know them all. You know what I'm saying? Murphy Lee, Keywan. Them some real cats. They some real life cats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, dude wanted to be them. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen him on there with the Migos, man. Come on, man. he honestly, just like y'all was saying on the thing, like he was jealous of dude, man. And anybody that watched any movie and from the outside looking in can tell dude was jealous of dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he killed his nephew.
He sure did.
You know what I'm saying? But my man Wally ain't have nothing to do with that. I'm telling you, like he didn't even know.
He say, if you hear him, he say, my man's Wally ain't have nothing to do with that. My man's Wally ain't have nothing to do with that. All his man's Wally did was prepare the fraudulent documents to give Tim that incentive to want Dre's life to be taken. $450,000. That's what your man's Wally did, Ja. That's what he did.
Dude, he probably just when you filling out forms, just like I fill out mine now. You know, you just sometimes you feel it, but like you said, the conversation and how they did that, I don't remember about none of that. But man, I just pray for my dude.
Well, that's all you can do.
Him.
Pray for him. Yeah, you just pray for him and hopefully, and you know that he's learned from this, and he won't. You know, he'll be given a second chance because Tim was given a second chance. You know, although a life was taken, he hasn't. You know, he was involved with the paperwork part of it. They did not charge him with that, so evidently they don't think he had anything to do with that part. So that's a good thing for him.
But the old school ladies that's on your show, they on point.
Oh
they
yeah.
On point. They on point with the Prudigos, like all of that. They on point.
Auntie Miss Loretta.
Man, I'm born and raised. I was born in city number 1. I'm born and raised in St. Louis. I know the whole history.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's your what's your rap name? What do you go by?
My rap name is my government name.
Oh, which is
it's JIA Davis.
Okay. Well, do you have a YouTube channel with your music on it?
I mean, you can find me all around. Like I said, I'm post.
Okay, J.I. Davis.
Social media.
Okay.
I got a Facebook page, but you know, I'm my label is Jim's Pool Room, not signed, we independent, but and I do it for the love. I've always been doing it.
Like Pimp told you, don't sign a contract, okay?
Man, he told me that in his house, but here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to talk to you, let you know that my man's is a real stand-up dude, man. Like he made a mistake, a major mistake, whatever.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But like,
if you watch my show, you know there's a song I play at the beginning of every Andre's, live. Everybody ain't your friend by Mo3. Well, I want to say that you are Wally's friend. Everybody ain't your friend, but you're Wally's friend, and when he's not around, you're gonna protect his name, which is what you're doing, and I appreciate it. Okay.
I appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. Call back anytime. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye. And he did call back, but he didn't want that call to be aired. And if someone says they don't want the call aired, then I respect what they ask for. Okay. So that was the call from Wally's friend JIA Davis. He has a YouTube channel with his music on it. Check it out. See what you guys think. All right. Okay. Y'all know y'all been leaving some comments up in here. We are on the chat so much. I thought you did. Andre definitely had the skills. The way he was, you could tell he was jealous. Yeah. Andre, and when he lost his life, he was making music. Look at him. He was making music. And he could play by ear. He could play the piano and stuff. He sure could. Look at him. He was a talented young man. Rest in peace to Dre. He was definitely a talented young man. Gone too soon. Look at that. And you could definitely tell that he knew what he was doing. He was familiar with the equipment. All right. Yes, he was. So again, we're going, like I said, we're just going over videos, remembering some videos, because a lot of people call and they still think the trial and stuff is going on. They don't know that Tim has been convicted. You know, they just don't know. You know, they hadn't been watching Philly enough, I guess. They just don't know. So it is what it is. They don't know. So I thought I'd go over videos and remind people of what happened. And you know, it's my original content, so we can do that. People, you know, will do a live and then premiere it and play it over and over again. So we can play our videos over and over again if we want to, right? Yes, we can. Hello, Ethel. How are you doing? Hello, Queen of Attraction. So now what we're going to do, y'all remember this? You know, he's saying Wally this and Wally that, but Wally did plea. You know, we read it once. We're not going to read the whole thing, but I just want you to remember, here's his plea agreement. All right, plea hearing. There it is. July 22nd, 2022. And now he's scheduled to be sentenced November the 7th. Gwendolyn Carroll, Angie Dennis, those women, and they prosecuted Tim and got the job done. Okay, and it's just saying, you know, there, July 22nd, remember, 10:30 a.m. Remember, we read over every freaking transcript. I did it myself. I read the entire transcripts all by myself. Yes, I did. You know, yes, I did. I feel like I can come on here and put on a live and do it all by myself if need be. And I did these three by myself. And when we first started back up, you know, who was it? Taylor Made, and I think, did Miss Vicky ever read with us? Taylor Made, a couple other people came on, and then, you know, once we got going, we were reading the R. Kelly stuff. That was just too much for me. Taylor was having a lot of fun reading that, if I remember correctly. Okay, the proceedings started at 10:30 a.m. It says that they were here on the record in the case of the U.S. versus Wally. So we're looking over this again to remember, you know, exactly what Wally pled guilty to. What Wally pled guilty to, all right? So to give us a better idea, you know, what type of a sentence do you all think that he should get? So that's why we're looking at his plea agreement once again, because we own this document, and we just want to remember exactly what it was that he pled guilty to, the things that he said that he did. It is okay. And they went over the case number. It says the record should reflect that the defendant appears in person with his counsel, Neil Bruntrager. I hear that's a good attorney out of St. Louis. I hear he's one of the best, one of the top there in Missouri, St. Louis area anyway. Then the U.S. was represented, okay, by Gwen Carroll and Angie Dennis. The defendant appears here today, having been charged in multiple indictment. Okay, wait a minute. The defendant appears here today, having been charged in a multiple count indictment. Multiple defendant, because there was Travell, there was Terica, there was Wally, and then there was Tim. Okay. Mr. Yogman has been charged in counts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of the indictment. And we just might look at the indictment again because we can, and we have it. It is the court's understanding pursuant to the written guilty plea that we are deferring actions on counts 4 through 8. So he's only dealing with, okay, they are deferring actions on 4 through 8 and proceeding on count 3. Is that correct? So he only had to deal with 3. They dropped all of the other counts, honey. His attorney got it down from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to only 1. So his attorney is already doing good. Look at that. Mr. Yogman is being charged with counts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is, of course, understanding pursuant to the written guilty plea agreement that we are deferring actions on counts 4 through 8, and proceeding on count 3. Now that's a good thing. Is that correct, Miss Carol and Miss Dennis, on behalf of the government? And they said that's correct, Your Honor. And then so the court, Your Honor, says, and based on that announcement and the written guilty plea, Mr. Bruntrager, it is the court's understanding you are here today with your client. It is his intent to withdraw his former plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty to a charge in count 3. It charges him with conspiracy to commit wire and bank fraud. Is that correct? So as you can see there, his attorney was able to get all of those counts knocked off from what 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to down to just number 3 to 1, which was a good thing. That was a darn good thing because, you know, I mean, we don't know how much time he's going to get, but only having to deal with one count is one charge is really a good thing, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right, welcome to the EWPP Live. Yes, welcome to the thank y'all so much. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, we're just going over, we're just reviewing some old documents and older videos from the past. Okay, a blast from the past, because we can do that. And we're going to start doing that weekly until everyone is sentenced. Because like I say, people are still calling in and they don't know exactly what is really going on. They still think the case is ongoing. Technically it is because it's in the sentencing phase, but the trial has been completed. Tim is appealing. We are going to cover that as well. Tim is appealing. Don't forget that now. They stated no one knew the other person's agenda on the plan. Tim and Loco did this. Well, if that's the case, then they'll be the ones who get the higher sentences, right? You know, if they said I wasn't in the courtroom, if that was said, then hey, that it is what it is. All right, let me read a little bit more of this. You know, it's we've read it before, but we're just going over. We're just remembering. So his attorney agreed that yes, that he is only pleading guilty to number 3, which is the conspiracy to commit wire and bank fraud. So the court said, Mr. Yagman, you have heard your attorney's announcement that you are here today. You are going to withdraw your former plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty to that charge in count 3. Again, it appears, it charges you with conspiracy to commit wire and bank fraud. Is that correct? Wally says, yes, Your Honor. He admits to it. The court, if it is necessary for me to ask you a number of questions. Again, I need you to keep your voice up. I have to hear everything that you say, he says. The court reporter has to take down everything that you say. It is also important, again, that you listen carefully to what I say. If there is anything you don't understand, the judge is telling him, stop me and let me know, or you can ask for time to talk to your attorney. But I want to make sure you understand that's what's going on here today. All right, sir? And then Wally said yes. And then the judge went on to say, it is also necessary for you to give full, complete, and truthful answers to his questions. He says, your answers are under oath, which means under penalty of perjury. So at this time, if you raise your right hand, I will ask the clerk to administer the oath to him. And Wally, being produced and sworn, testified as follows by the court. Can you make sure the light is on the microphone? Great. Will you state your name for the record? And he said, gave his full government name, Wa'il Ribi Yagman, and his date of birth and where he was born. He was born in Denver, Colorado. And again, have you indicated, and again, you have indicated, your attorney has indicated that you are going to enter a plea of guilty to the charge in count 3 of the indictment. Is that in fact correct? His attorney worked out a good deal for him. He got all those other counts removed for Wally to plead guilty to Wally only had to plead guilty to that one, and then Wally didn't even have to testify. His attorney did his job thus far. Now we're going to have to see what sentence Wally receives to see just how good of a job this attorney did. Because I tell you, Wally didn't even testify. Everyone else testified. That was a shocker right there. I really thought he was going to testify. So he says, yes, Your Honor. Then he says, I want to start by asking you some questions just to make sure your mind is clear. So let me simply start by asking you if you're under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. And Wally says no. And he asks him about medication. He's taking blood pressure. Everybody had caught the high blood pressure from dealing with this case. And he asked him, did it interfere with his ability to know what he's doing? And he said no. He said, other than your blood pressure medicine, do you have any other issues with your physical health? And this is all medical records. This is all, public records. Nobody's doxing anybody or revealing any HIPAA information because this is public. And he said that it might affect your ability here today to understand anything, any other medicine. He said no. Any problems with your mental health? Wally said no. Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition? Mental illness is real, people, but he said no. He says, as you are here today, is your mind clear? Do you know exactly what is going on? And he said yes. He said, how far did you go in school? 2 years of college. He didn't finish. He said, okay, so you have a high school diploma. He said, and you have college credits. You can read and write, understand the English language. And he said yes. And then he just asked him again, are you telling me you understand this proceeding? And he said yes. And he said, the court said, Mr. Bruntrager, that's the attorney, I know you have an opportunity to speak at length with Mr. Yagman and look into his background and history. Do you have any reason to believe that he would not be competent to proceed? And he said no. And as you know, and that was later on and down in this plea deal, they did a pre-sentencing background, and Wally and his attorney disagreed to some of the things that was in that pre-sentencing report. That's why his sentence date was moved. All right, the court and Mr. Yagman, I'll just ask you, sir, do you believe you are competent to proceed and capable? And Wally said yes. So he said, based on answers and evidence, the court finds that the defendant is competent to proceed. Okay. And so now, Mr. Yagman, you are here today with your attorney. I just want to ask you generally, have you had enough time to talk to him about your case? And he said yes. He said, has he done everything you asked him to do? He said yes. And then he asked him, do you believe you have been fully advised of all the aspects? And he said yes. Then he said, I want to go over with you with your right to a trial, because Wally gave up his right to a trial. And he just went over all that stuff, and we're not going to read all of that, okay, because we did read it again. Do you understand that the government would attempt to meet its burden of proof by producing evidence and witnesses here in court? That was if he had a trial. Wally said he understood all of that. Now, when we read this the first time, we read every single thing, okay? There's a video out there, us reading Wally's transcript, and it's in the title if you want to go back and find it, okay? If you're new to the channel, and you may have missed this original video, you can go and locate that. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get to the part to where, and he just tells him about his constitutional rights. He says, by entering a plea of guilty here today, you are giving up those rights. There won't be a trial. You will be adjudged. You will be adjudged as guilty of this charge in count 3 of conspiracy to commit wire and bank fraud. He is saying he is guilty. Your right to appeal will be very limited as set forth in the plea agreement. Do you understand? He said, yes, sir. And then knowing that, did he still want to plead guilty? He said, yes. And he says, I referenced the guilty plea agreement. I have the original here in front of me. You have a copy of it there on the table in front of you. If you flip to the back page on the tape, he said, if you flip to the back page, there are lines for 3 signatures. The top signature is that of the assistant U.S. attorney. I think he was just asking him, did he sign it? He said, is that your signature? He said, yes, sir. And it is signed and dated here today. He said, did you sign and enter this plea agreement freely and voluntarily? Yes. Then he said, I want to go through certain aspects of the agreement with you. I'm not going to go through every line of it, but I'd like for you to follow along as I do this. If there's anything you don't understand, stop me and I'll let you know. So the agreement starts out on the first page. It says who the parties to the agreement are. So the agreement, yes, the parties to the agreement are you and your attorney and the assistant United States attorneys. He said the second section sets out the basic framework of the plea agreement. It indicates in exchange for your voluntary plea of guilty to the charge in count 3 of the indictment, the government is agreeing that at the time of sentencing, they will move to dismiss counts 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if we want to know what those are, we would go back to the original indictment, and it lists out what counts 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are. Wally is getting off on all of those counts, okay, because of his plea deal. When they go to sentencing, dismiss all of those on him. It says they are also agreeing that there will be no further federal prosecution brought in the district relative to your involvement in insurance fraud and identity theft during the time period alleged in the superseding indictment. Okay, so Wally, you know, I think he's getting a good deal. I don't know what his ultimate sentence will be. I just wanted to go over some things, and it just says here, it says, and I should note there is a superseding indictment case. You are aware of that? He said, yes, sir. And then it goes on to say the agreement goes on in the next paragraph to indicate that at the time of sentencing, after the court determines the sentencing guideline range, we will talk more about the guidelines in just a moment. But either side can ask for a sentence below or above the guideline. Okay, so just because the guideline, let's say, may say 50 years, they can ask for 10 years. So I can't wait to see what Wally is going to get, because he truly did have, you know, he didn't even testify. He didn't even have to show up to the courtroom. No one ever saw his face in that courtroom. It's like, you know, he really wasn't a part of it, but he played a major part. All right, guys. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm not going to go to 2 hours because I got to go to the store and get the pinto beans and so I can cook the meal. I'm going to get ready to get on up out of here. But we are going to be going over old videos. I just wanted to let you guys hear what Wally's friend Ja had to say when he called in. Wally got a good lawyer. It's called Let's Make a Deal. Yeah, he did make a deal. Wally would probably get probation and credit for time, sir. He really didn't serve much time. He's been out on bond ever since. Really, he's been out on bail or bond or whatever you call it. Yeah. Yes, they're getting that justice. Hey, beautiful lady, stay strong. Yes. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. I will see if he gets what you say, time served. We'll know. Nurse Jackie Wally on house arrest. Yes, he can't just wander around now. I know, but because they gave him bail, he is still restrictions like not being able to leave the country. Right. But he was given the ability to be able to go into Chicago and work. I covered that document. I went over that document when it was dropped initially. So he was able to, he's able to move around for working purposes for sure. Ankle monitor. I don't know if he has an ankle monitor or not. I pray Wally get the maximum time allowed, and he just might do that. I meant to say ankle monitor. Yeah, he just might get that. So his insurance license has been revoked. Yes, he turned those in. Yes, I remember when he turned those in. Yeah, he likes to write fraudulent policies. You can't do that. I'm a licensed insurance agent, as I've said many times. I have been since 1996. Right, he should have his license revoked. Right, I sell life, health, and dental. Just so you know, life, health, and dental. You ever heard of HMOs and PPOs? Comp major meds. Okay. Nurse Jackie, I have 5 sons and have insurance policies on each, but why in the world would $450,000? Most people do 5 or 10. Enough to get someone buried. The fact that they even charged him with those other counts means they thought he was crooked. Well, they sure did get him dropped, didn't they? Yes, they did get him dropped, honey. Look at that. Wally, Yes. They got him dropped. So let me see. The next section deals with elements of the offense that you're pleading guilty to. The elements of the offense are those things that the government would have to prove. Yeah, they were just going over the things. And it says, now the section in the plea agreement is on page 3 of 10. It is a lengthy recitation. Oh, did I lose that? I did. Of the facts. Those are the facts that you and your attorney and the assistant USAs have agreed to. Do you agree to those facts? And he said, yes. Okay. The court. Now I'm going to ask the assistant U.S. attorney to the U.S. attorney to just briefly outline what the government's evidence would have been. Now, had they gone to trial, this is what their evidence would have been. Ms. Carroll said, I know that the facts are set out in the detail in the plea agreement, but if you can just briefly outline what the government's evidence would have been. Ms. Carroll says, yes, Your Honor. Had this matter proceeded to trial, the government's evidence would have established beginning in or about October of 2014. Remember on my very first video that I ever did on this in August of 2020, August 19th of 2020, I said that it was in 2014 and continuing until at least 2019 in the Eastern District of Missouri and elsewhere, the defendant and James Timothy Norman, his co-defendant, agreed to provide materially false information on life insurance applications for the purpose of fraudulently obtaining life insurance policies on Mr. Norman's nephew, Andre Montgomery. In furtherance of that conspiracy, he fraudulently obtained life insurance benefits. The defendant and Timothy Norman caused the submission of interstate wire communications, including telephone calls, text messages, and faxes. The defendant and Mr. Norman caused the submission of 5 separate insurance policies applications. 5, honey. Then each application identified Mr. Norman as the sole beneficiary. Wally did all of this. He was the one that had control of what was on those policies in the event of Dre's death and Andre as the proposed insured. The defendant and Mr. Norman knew each application contained numerous false statements. The false statements, hold on. The false statements submitted by the defendant, by Mr. Norman, and the life insurance applications were material in that they would have impact on the insurance of the policy, the rates of the policy, or the underwriting. That's right, underwriting. It's like when you get a house, you know, it goes into underwriting. Yes, indeed. Those policies in brief were as follows. And then it just went over all the policies. There was so many of them. Look at that. The Americo, October 14th. $250,000. Oh my goodness. False representation to Dre's income, height, and weight. In connection with that application, the defendant instructed Mr. Norman to impersonate. Wally instructed Tim to impersonate Mr. Montgomery in a telephone call with the Americo representative. Then the Forrester's life insurance application, which was submitted by Mr. Norman and the defendant, was on October the 31st. $200,000 and a $200,000 AD&D. Accidental death rider, AD&D. Yes, it was. In short, if Mr. Montgomery were to unlive, as they say, lose his life by something other than natural causes within 10 years of that policy date, Mr. Norman would have stood to benefit by a sum of $450,000. I know we done heard it all before, so we're not going to go over it all again. But I think Wally is just as guilty as the rest of them. What type of a sentence he'll get, that yet to be seen. We will find that out on Monday. All right, guys. Hey, Smitty 4, how you doing? All right, guys. Something just fell. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Something fell in the closet. I got too much stuff in there. I tried to rearrange it and I done messed it up. I feel like a parent should be the only one allowed to take out she feels like a parent should be the only one allowed to take out a policy out on their child. Yeah. I agree. I kind of agree with that, unless the person knows about it and they okay it. So, okay, understand. Depending on a person's net worth. That was a lot of money. But, they lied about his income and everything. Hey, DRT, Rita St. Rose and everybody. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out with me as we did this review. Okay, it was nothing new. It was just a review, and we're going to do more of them. Okay, if you want to stop in and watch, you can. If not, catch the replay. Catching the replay is just as good as catching the live. And I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, isn't she lovely? And everybody, okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Hey, isn't she lovely? Shalom, shalom, shalom. How you doing? All right, I'm going to get out of here. Talk to y'all later. Have a rest of the good Saturday. Go watch some college football. I'm going to the store and I'm going to cook some pinto beans and some pig feet. One of Tommy's favorite meals. You know what I'm going to do before I get out of here, though? That's what I want to do before I get out of here. This is what I want to do before I get out of here. Where is it at?
It's been a long, long time, honey, but I know, yeah. ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. I say I got you, I got you. Well, just hold it down and keep it solid. And when you're not around, I protect your name. I won't talk about you. Everybody ain't your friend.
Cornbread. Yeah, I'm gonna cook me some rice, and I'm gonna cook Tommy some cornbread. I prefer rice with my beans, but Tommy will have cornbread. You know we gotta have something now. Oh, I'm gonna have some candy yams. Some candy yams. All right, see y'all.